Not gonna lie to you, gang. Jacksonville has to have some of the most backdoor females, backdoor people in the world. Everybody talking about Chicago bad. No, Jacksonville is I think Jacksonville's got Chicago a little beat. I think Jacksonville's got it on top right now.
You never know who you can trust nowadays. As men, we grow up being told to watch our backs, but what many forget is that the biggest threat doesn't always come from another man.
No, it doesn't.
Sometimes it's the woman sitting right next to you,
Factual.
the one who knows your habits and weaknesses.
Factual.
They don't come kicking down doors with guns drawn. Instead, they smile, flirt, and lure you into a trap.
Factual.
In today's video, we're looking at 3 cases from the city of Jacksonville where women played the role of bait, setting up men to be ambushed and ultimately killed. These stories reveal a darker side of loyalty, desperation, and betrayal, showing just how dangerous the wrong connection can be. But before we get into the video...
And you know why it's so easy for a girl to get you? Because you never see it coming, especially as a guy. It's like you was ready to see women as these delicate sunflowers that can't never do no wrong, and they all just love you and got the best interest at heart for you. That ain't really what's going on most of the time. Some of these girls are trying to backdoor you. Some of these girls trying to rob you. Some of these girls trying to finesse you. Like, they just regular people. They're not innocent, bro. They're regular people just like anybody else. So you gotta be on your P's and your Q's at all times.
Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Better do that for now. No cap. No cap. Say it again. No cap. No cap.
The first story is about a woman named Feliza Lopano who set up her ex-boyfriend, a man named Eddie Brown. Eddie was a hometown hero in Jacksonville. A gifted athlete, he played for Arlington Country Day School and helped lead them to a state basketball championship in 2005.
Damn.
People who knew him back then remembered a young man full of energy and promise. Sadly, his basketball career was cut short after he got into an accident and could no longer play at a high level.
Damn.
This left him having to find a new identity and path forward in life. As we all know, it's very difficult to make ends meet in this world, so Eddie ended up resorting to selling drugs, and that's
why is the past athlete to drug dealer pipeline so active? It's active everywhere, gang. I think that's just a worldwide thing. I don't know if they just used to being around the hood guys, or they never had to do that because they was playing sports, so now it's easy for them to transition, or if that's like the easiest thing for them to get into. Because I'm not really getting it, bro. A lot of people just, you could do anything. You can go get a regular job, you can do social media, you can do whatever. Start a business, anything. But you decide to sell drugs after being a hooper? What the fuck? You're not even tough.
Ex-girlfriend Feliza comes into the picture. Eddie had done a lot for her in life. He helped her with her hard drug problems and got her to stop prostituting herself on Backpage. She wasn't some stranger. Even though they eventually broke up, Feliza still regularly bought weed from him. To Eddie, she was familiar and safe. To her accomplice, a man named Blair Terry, she was the key piece in a deadly setup.
Okay.
On November 7, 2016, Eddie rented a room at a small Westside motel on Ramona Boulevard near Lane Avenue, a part of Jacksonville well known for drug activity.
Right.
That night, surveillance cameras captured the beginning of the betrayal. A white car pulled into the motel lot. Feliza was driving. Blair Terry sat in the passenger seat. Feliza got out, walked into Eddie's room, and convinced him to come outside. To Eddie, this was just a link up with someone he trusted, but outside, the trap was already set. The two walked to the car together, and moments later, Blair joined them. The 3 of them drove off. That grainy hotel footage would be the last time Eddie Brown was seen alive. Not long after, a passing driver spotted a man lying in the street. Eddie had been shot execution style, a bullet to the head. He was rushed to the hospital, but there was nothing doctors could do. Police quickly zeroed in on the suspects. Forensics tied Feliza and Blair to the white car. Both were eventually arrested and charged with murder. Ultimately, Blair Terry was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
But I'll be so confused why girls do this. Is what could they be offering you? What could they possibly offer you that's worth setting somebody up and you're gonna go to prison? It ain't like this some new shit and then people are just now going to jail for this. Like, this been going on for years, decades, centuries. What makes you think that you're just gonna beat this charge and you finna go home and you finna be okay? You got some audacity to do that shit. They be giving girls that, like, they get a killer the book, no cap. But they giving the girls that's involved the book. I'm talking about the belt.
Feliza Lopano, facing the weight of her role, pled guilty to second-degree murder. For agreeing to a plea deal instead of taking it to trial, she was sentenced to just 13 years in prison. What's
Yeah,
most
she
sad
beat a
about
life
this
sentence.
is that Eddie was just 31 years old, engaged, and had a 3-year-old son.
Definitely beat a life sentence though.
The next story is about a woman named Shanna Gardner that set up her ex-husband, a man named Jared Bridgen.
For what?
Jared and Shanna had once shared a life together. They married in 2010, built a home, and had twins, but their relationship quickly soured, leading to one of the most bitter divorces in Jacksonville's court system. By 2015, the marriage was over, but the hostility never died. They fought constantly over custody of their children, finances, and even simple exchanges. Court filings describe their post-divorce relationship as toxic and riddled with disputes. In the years after their split, both Jared and Shanna remarried. Jared married a woman named Kirsten in 2017 and welcomed 2 more children, creating a blended family that friends described as warm and loving.
That's what's up.
Shanna later married a man named Mario Fernandez Saldana. From the outside, both had moved on, but beneath the surface, resentment and conflict were still festering. Shanna didn't keep her hostility toward Jared a secret. In 2015, according to court testimony, she openly asked an acquaintance at a tattoo parlor if he knew anyone who could make Jared shut up. She also told friends that she wanted Jared gone. These weren't vague statements of
Yeah,
anger.
she got that look to her though. Like sometimes you can look at a girl, just look at a person and be like, yeah, you got that crazy eye look, like something's really wrong with you, you know? So I don't know if people should be messing with people like that. You know, if you look at a girl and you can look like, yeah, she's got the eyes like she'll do something to you, or she just does have like little tendencies that's kind of crazy, you know, sleep with one eye open, be careful.
There were red flags pointing toward violent intent. By early 2022, the feud had only worsened. Jared remained heavily involved in his twins' lives, which meant constant contact and disputes with Shanna. Prosecutors later argued that Shanna and Mario saw Jared as an obstacle to custody, to financial freedom, and to their ability to move forward without him.
That's crazy.
So, a deadly plan was set into motion.
Insane.
On February 16, 2022, Jared drove his twins back to Shanna's home after a routine custody exchange. Riding with him was his 2-year-old daughter from his marriage with Kirsten. As he made the drive back to St. Augustine, he turned down Sanctuary Boulevard, a wooded road in Jacksonville Beach. There, a tire had been deliberately placed in the middle of the road. Jared stopped, put on his hazard lights, and stepped out of his car to move it. That's when gunfire erupted. He was shot multiple times, collapsing in front of his daughter, who was strapped in her car seat.
Bogus.
Jared died instantly. At first, the murder seemed like a shocking mystery. Who would stage such an ambush? The trail led investigators to Henry Tenyon, a 61-year-old man with a criminal history. His blue Ford F-150 pickup truck had been spotted near the crime scene, and when police searched his home, they found weapons and evidence that tie him directly to Jared's killings.
Damn.
Ballistics confirmed that shell casings from the scene matched his gun. But Henry wasn't acting alone. Phone records showed that he was in frequent contact with Shanna's new husband, Mario. Henry rented a property owned by Mario, and in the weeks leading up to the murder, the two exchanged more than 70 calls. Checks from Mario to Henry were later revealed as payment for the killing. Henry was eventually arrested and charged. Faced with the evidence, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. His testimony painted the picture.
That's one thing you gotta understand about, especially about them old head killers. Them old head killers don't care. Them old head killers kill you, snitch, and then go sit down for whatever life they got left. Cause they over all this, man. Ain't no morals in this shit. They old enough to understand the streets ain't got no rules. See, we young and stupid enough to still think that the streets got rules. It definitely doesn't.
Of a murder for hire plot. He told them that Mario and Shanna orchestrated the plan and he pulled the trigger. In August of 2023, both Shanna and Mario were indicted on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation. Prosecutors announced they would seek the death penalty. Currently, Henry is attempting to recant his statement, and the trial has been delayed to late next year. Jared
probably getting his ass beat in
33
prison.
years old and left behind 4 children.
Probably getting his ass beat in prison. That's why he want to recant his statement right now. But I just want to say RIP to the souls that were lost because of backdoor females. But you gotta be careful with these girls, man. You cannot just trust somebody because they're a girl. The day you start trusting somebody just because they're a girl is the day you'll probably get finessed in it. something bad gonna happen to you. You gotta be on point at all times, player.